In every journey, there's a moment that changes everything. A moment when understanding begins to replace uncertainty. For Sarah and Tom, that moment was discovering how to connect with Leo beyond words. This is the story of how they broke through the silence and found a way to hear what Leo had been saying all along. If you're ready to join them on this incredible journey, don't forget to subscribe and like the video so you never miss a step. Leo's diagnosis had given Sarah and Tom a sense of direction, but it also opened the door to an overwhelming new reality. How could they communicate with a child who couldn't use words? How could they meet his needs when his silence kept them guessing? Each day felt like a puzzle with no instructions, and every failed attempt chipped away at their confidence. Every morning, Sarah approached breakfast with hope. Maybe today he'd try something new. Maybe today he'd look at her and reach for the food. But the silence was always there, loud, unyielding, and impossible to ignore. She reminded herself to be patient, even when patience felt like a fragile thread. Tom, too, tried to engage Leo, rolling a ball across the floor or holding up toys. But no matter how many times they tried, their efforts seemed to bounce off an invisible wall. Even playtime felt like a challenge. Leo's focus on his toys wasn't play in the traditional sense. It was precision, order, and repetition. Any disruption to his patterns brought frustration, and Sarah and Tom couldn't help but feel like intruders in his world. At night, their worries multiplied. Were they doing enough? Were they missing something? Then, one night, Tom came across an idea that sparked a glimmer of hope, a tool called a picture board. Tom sits at the dining table the next morning, the folder open in front of him. He shows Sarah the page, his finger underlining a paragraph about picture boards. Sarah leans over, her face a mix of curiosity and doubt. The idea was simple: a board with pictures of common objects and actions. Children like Leo could point to the images to express their needs, eliminating the pressure of speech. It wasn't a perfect solution, but it was a start. That evening, they worked together to create the board. Each picture represented a piece of Leo's world: a cup for water, his favorite toy car, a banana, and even a picture of his stuffed dinosaur. For Sarah and Tom, it was a small but tangible step forward. The next morning, Sarah sits cross-legged on the floor with Leo, holding the picture board in her lap. Leo spins his toy, his gaze fixed downward. Sarah points to the picture of a cup and then holds up a real cup of water. The first attempt was met with silence. Leo didn't look up, his focus glued to his spinning toy. Sarah's heart sank, but she didn't give up. Gently, she pointed to the picture again and held the cup closer, repeating the process over and over. And then, for the first time, Leo responded. His small hand reached out, tapping the picture of the cup. It was a single moment, a tiny gesture, but for Sarah, it felt monumental. She handed him the cup, her hands trembling with excitement. For the first time, Sarah wasn't guessing. She knew what her son wanted, and he had told her in his own way. Over the next few days, Leo begins to use the picture board more frequently. He points to a picture of a banana, then his favorite toy car, and Sarah or Tom responds with a smile each time. The picture board became more than a tool. It became a bridge. Each time Leo pointed to an image, Sarah and Tom felt a step closer to him, as if they were finally breaking through the silence that had kept them apart. One afternoon, Leo points to the picture of his stuffed dinosaur. Sarah hands him the toy, and for the first time, Leo looks up and smiles at her. Moments of connection began to emerge. Small, fleeting, but undeniably real. Sarah held on to those moments like treasures, knowing they were glimpses into Leo's world. But progress wasn't always smooth. There were days when frustration overwhelmed Leo, when the board felt like just another obstacle. Sarah and Tom had to remind themselves that setbacks didn't mean failure. They were simply part of the journey. They adapted, finding ways to incorporate the board into calm moments and pairing it with sensory breaks to help Leo feel grounded. Slowly but surely, they learned to meet him where he was, a quiet afternoon. Leo sits with the board in front of him. He points to the picture of a car, then looks up at Sarah. She hands him the toy car and watches as he smiles, his eyes meeting hers for a brief, magical moment. It happened, the moment they had been waiting for. Leo wasn't just using the board, he was connecting. For Sarah and Tom, that single look, that small smile, was worth every struggle. Tom joins them on the floor, his face lighting up as he sees the interaction. The family sits together, the picture board between them, their laughter filling the room. The picture board wasn't just a tool, it was a lifeline, a way for Leo to show his world to his parents. And for Sarah and Tom, it was a reminder that love and patience could break through even the strongest barriers. Leo's story is just beginning. Each step forward brings new challenges, breakthroughs, and moments of joy. If you found this story inspiring, please like the video and subscribe to our channel to follow the next chapters of Leo's journey. Your support helps us share stories that bring hope and understanding to families everywhere.